All right, Wolfpack Nation, we are back once again for part two
Mm-hmm.
of our conversation with former NC State wide receiver Richard Washington. If you haven't checked out part one yet, where we talked about Noah Rogers, Wesley Grimes, talked a little bit about NC State football last year and this upcoming year, make sure to go check that out first and foremost, and then come right back here. But Richard, I know that, like I was saying at the end of part one, that the guy that just caught all of NC State fans' hearts is Kevin Concepcion.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think a lot of State fans were like trying to figure out like what to think of this guy. And because I mean, like, seriously, even myself, like saying, like, I said a couple of games in, like maybe 2 or 3 games in, like, I've never seen a guy as impressive as Kevin Concepcion. The fact that right
Mm-hmm.
out of the gate, from day
Mm-hmm.
one,
Mm-hmm.
that guy looked like he's been playing college football for 3 years, and I was like, I mean, this guy has all the potential in the world. And then
Absolutely.
as the games progressed, I remember I actually messaged you and was like, do you think this guy really can, like, what's this guy's ceiling? And like, cause it was actually the greatest freshman season in NC
Yes.
State football history,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
at the wide receiver level. So,
Absolutely.
I mean, give me your thoughts in terms of, when you watch him, like, what makes him so good? What impresses you about him? Give me your thoughts on KC,
It-
man.
he's just smooth. Like I don't know. He's not 4'3". He's not. I don't think maybe low 4'4", maybe high 4'4". So he's not
40.
really a
Yep.
blazer, but
Yep.
he's just smooth, man. It's like he catches the ball effortlessly.
Mm-hmm.
His routes are like, it's like he's been in college football 3 or 4 years already. His
Mm-hmm.
body type, he doesn't look like a freshman already.
Yeah.
And it's just something about him, man. It's like he and he wasn't a high ranked guy coming out of high school
Nope.
at all. So it's
Nope.
like, where did this guy come from? And it's like, and like we said, as the season progressed, man, it was like he got better and better and better and better. It's like, if we don't get him the ball, we're gonna lose a couple games if we don't get him the ball. So it's like, how does he get better from here? And he seems like a humble kid. He's not on social media as much, not as I see. He's not the
Mm-hmm.
rah kind of guy. The
Mm-hmm.
little film I did see of him during the workouts, winter workouts, he's focused. He looks focused, like he's never done it before. Like he does not, like he hasn't got these accolades. ACC Freshman of the Year. So it's like, I like those type of kids. Those the type of kids that we want around in our program. So I'm glad
Yeah.
he's a Wolfpack, man. Like, listen, is his brother that good? Because we
They
need him.
say he's better. They
I
say
know.
Yeah.
he's better.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. I feel like I need to see it to believe it. He's gotta come to state.
I know, but
Absolutely,
that's
absolutely.
what
I
they
gotta see it.
say.
Gotta see it, Lindsay, myself too.
Yeah.
But man, and you never know. And him seeing his brother be successful like that at NC State is only good for us. I don't care what Georgia, Alabama, Clemson, or whatever has to offer. Him seeing his own blood brother be successful in the Wolfpack is only the sky the limit for us. So he
Oh,
loved it.
absolutely.
I know he loves it. I know his brother loves seeing his brother do this on the big stage, and who wanted to follow his brother's footsteps, and do the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you were saying, there's a success story that his brother can look up to. You were saying KC wasn't a super highly rated prospect
Mm,
coming out of high school. He was a 3-star and the 97th ranked wide receiver,
mm,
according to 24/7 Sports or 247 Sports, however you want to call it. And then obviously we know how it ended up going for him. He had
mm,
71 receptions in 2023 for 839 yards, 10 touchdowns. Was
mm,
ACC Rookie of the Year and Offensive Rookie of the
mm.
Year. So, what do you think in the NC State culture, or the team environment, the coaching? What do you think allowed him to thrive, and what do you hope to see from him as he continues to grow?
You know what? I really think it came from his high school. His high school looks like, and I watch all my YouTube videos. I watch the guys in high school. His high school looks like it's a nice, productive school in North Carolina. Like the head coach, looks like he's been around a while. So it comes from his high school, So first and foremost, his
Mm-hmm.
academic staff, the teachers that he's
Mm-hmm.
been around. So
Mm-hmm.
first and foremost, it had to come from there. So
Yep.
I salute his high school from preparing him to come to NC State and being how he is now. So because we have
Yeah.
a wonderful kid, I bet he's a better person than he is probably a football player.
Oh,
So
he
that's
is.
even better, because football doesn't last forever. So I bet he's going to be something successful after football. Just by just being him. Just being him, just being seeing the videos of him being himself, just not taking on the rah-rah, that like and that's what I love the most. He's a
Yeah.
humble kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
What?
always a nice part to see. Like he's always
Yeah.
sitting courtside at basketball, at
Yeah.
Yeah.
different sporting events,
Mm,
waving on the big screen, taking pictures with people. Definitely a part of the whole fan culture of it.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Not
Yeah.
self-involved, which is nice.
Yes. Not
No.
being isolated.
Yeah.
Yep. But I know that we talked about Richard in terms of with KC, man, and I just want to make sure, like, because I know that I'd messaged you maybe later in the season. Not, it wasn't after the season, so it wasn't, you didn't necessarily get that full freshman year picture by the point I'd asked you this. But once again, we had said at the time, I asked you, what is Kevin Concepcion's ceiling, man? I mean, like, what when this guy leaves NC State, assuming, I mean, you're going to at least get more likely 2 more years out of him at the very least, which I would be surprised if you got a year beyond that, because I'm sure his NFL stats will be pretty solid by then. But I I don't see any reason why. This is the first guy I've said for a long time. Torrey Holt is untouchable. He
Hmm.
will be the greatest wide receiver. Nobody's going to touch him.
Nope.
But man,
Nope.
Kevin Concepcion. Oh man,
and you know what?
it's two completely
It's
different
gonna
wide
be hard.
receivers.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
hard. It's gonna be
it's
hard
gonna be
because
hard.
we have so much depth now.
True.
Torrey was by himself. I don't want to disregard the guys that were that were on the team then, the receivers then, but he was Torrey Holt. You
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
deny it. You can't deny it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
with so much depth we have now,
That's true.
I don't know. I hope he gets 71 catches next year because he's even going to
Yeah,
be bigger, faster, stronger this year. So I
yeah,
can imagine what he can do this year. But with all the talent we have now, it's amazing, man. It's like, how do you get
yeah,
all these guys the ball? It's a good thing
yeah.
for us because but it's just like it's gonna be tough, man. And I just hope I didn't even mention his name, Justin Jolly, the tight end.
Oh,
He,
yeah. We gotta talk about him.
he's
Yeah,
gonna be awesome. Like we didn't even talk about him at all.
not
So
yet.
it's
We'll
like
get
these
there.
guys just
Yeah.
we have so much depth, man.
Well, and the last question, which I want to ask about KC, and then we'll move on to get guys like Justin Jolly, which I definitely want to talk about. If you had an opportunity to talk to KC as a former wide receiver, as a guy that's played the game, studied the game, at the wide receiver position, what's one thing that you would say, I want you to get better at this year? What's one thing that you say, I think you can improve in this part of your game?
Um, because he did a lot of good things. Like
Heck
he did
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of great things.
It's hard to nitpick. It's hard to nitpick. Yeah.
And you know what? And I can say this because I know for a fact as a freshman he didn't have his full route tree down to the T. I mean,
Right.
learning how to read coverages, that stuff, like being in the film room, like being a film junkie, that
Yep.
type of stuff. Like, I know you're a
Right.
great football player, but like watching film, like I enjoyed watching film. I enjoyed watching other teams, cornerbacks and safeties, like watching their tendencies,
Yep.
because I wanted to be great. I wanted to always have that advantage
Yep.
over the opponent come Saturday. So
Yep.
just telling them that type of stuff, just watch film. There's no such thing as watching too much film.
Yep.
Watch as much film as you can, and because when you get out there on Saturday, it's just like a piece of cake, man. Especially like having Phillip Rivers on your team, and you're running routes, and you see the same thing that you've seen on the film. It's like I just seen this. I just seen it. So once he gets that down pat and that grasp of it, man, the sky's the limit for him, man. But he's gonna be awesome. I'm glad he's around. He's on our team, and I seen see I'm on the internet a lot, and I seen like the college football is gonna come out, NCAA football. That's
Mm-hmm.
my favorite game. That's my favorite game all. I can't wait. I can't wait to get my dynasty with NC State. I can't wait to recruit my 5 stars. I can't wait. I
Love
can't
it.
wait to go to my territory. I can't wait to recruit from Florida. I just can't
Yep.
wait everything. But
Yep.
they showed a picture of the cover, and they had KC on the cover of the
Yeah, Pack.
NCAA football,
Shout
and
out
that
to
was
Pack Pride
amazing.
and Spencer Thomas. Yeah.
I
Hmm.
seen that, and it could happen. I don't know. I know NCAA they probably won't do it, but for me,
No,
that
no
made me
shot.
happy because
Yeah.
why not do the unordinary? We
Yeah.
all it's good to have Cam Ward. He's been around 5 years. The guy from Miami.
Hmm.
Some of the veteran guys, Shador Sanders. Everybody knows those guys. But why
Yep.
not put Casey on the cover of a football game? That's just
Yeah.
something. Just something I just not because he's an NC State, but I love getting rewarded for the small guys as well.
Yeah. No, absolutely. No, 100%. But kind of moving on here, I want to talk about a couple of other guys on the in-state offense that we're really excited about. One guy that you mentioned, Justin Jolly, transfer tight end from UConn, who last year had 56 catches for 578 yards, 2
Mm,
touchdowns. And I was doing some thinking. And so Justin Jolly, he's coming in at 6'3". He's listed at 6'3", 232. And one guy who I think is very similar to him that State fans have seen a lot of over the last couple of years, Trent Penix, who
mm-hmm,
was 6'3", 235. So literally the same height
mm-hmm,
on listing, 3 pounds difference between basically the same build between the two.
mm-hmm,
And I see a lot of similarities between them, but
mm-hmm,
guys that can block if needed,
mm-hmm,
but are guys that are more made for being playmakers, for catching the ball, getting upfield, making the circus catches if need be, and I love it, and especially with the tight ends that we have coming in along with them with Dante Daniels,
mm-hmm.
and then the other tight end who I'm totally skipping on his name that played for us last year. Lindsay, do you remember? Can you help me there at all? Tight end
For who
played for
played
us
tight
last
end
year.
last year?
The
Not the
freshman.
twins.
No, the freshman, which I'm totally blinking on.
Oh, the guy, Vereen.
Yeah, Juice Farine. That's right.
Yes, there
Thank
we
you.
go. Okay.
Juice. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, y'all. We're recording this a little late. I apologize. But yeah, no, Juice. And because I think it's, man, because like Juice, like he's agile, man. That guy, he runs routes clean.
I know.
So
He got in the doghouse. I think he got.
he
Listen,
did.
he
He
did,
got in the
and I
doghouse.
know why. I remember the game. He messed up
UVA.
real bad, so he deserved it because I think it was a critical play. I think we could have scored a touchdown or something. It was
UVA.
critical. He
Yep.
went the wrong route. It was
Yep.
something. Yeah, it was something. I was
And,
like, man.
and Anai tore him a new one. And
Listen, and it probably made him a better person, a better player, and
Yep.
he deserved it. It happens. It happens to the best of us.
Before we continue, I want to take a quick second to tell you about our sponsor, Flatlands Jessup Insurance Group, that has your whole world covered, with agents in 5 offices throughout eastern North Carolina to help you decide how much coverage you need. Offering policies for home and auto, recreational vehicles, commercial, crop, health, life, and employee benefits. They are able to combine options to find a comprehensive solution that works for you. Flatlands Jessup protects the things you love so you can spend less time worrying and more time enjoying them. Find them on Facebook and Instagram at Flatlands Jessup. You can also visit their webpage at www.flatlandsjessup.com. So please make sure to go and check them out. Yep. Well, and then the Clemson game where it was third down and he wasn't expecting the ball so quickly and literally he turned his head and the ball hit him right in the chest from MJ.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no, but Justin Jolly, man, I mean, like he's a guy that he was put as one of the top tight end transfer prospects for this offseason. And it's to me it's interesting that this is one of the guys where, just like Brandon Armstrong, where he was playing against us.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's going to be playing for us.
Mhm.
So I mean,
He's
kinda
a
putting-
force. He's good. He's a force.
Yeah. No. So what stands out? You said you're excited about him. What stands out to him? Stand out in your eyes
He's
about
a
him?
natural receiver. He's not Trent. Trent was a running back. Listen, and
Right.
and at some instances last year, I don't know why Knight didn't put Trent back at running back. Listen, he could have been a big running back for us. Like, I like Mims and I like Raphael, but we needed that big back that can, towards the end. We didn't have that. We didn't have
Nope.
that. We lost you guys to the transfer portal the year before. So
Yep.
I would have thought he would have put Trent back at the running back spot because he could have helped us a lot because he's a natural running back. You know, and to move him to tight end, it wasn't his natural position, so it hindered him a little bit. But he came up big for us, like with some big catches. But I
Yeah.
think Justin, he's a natural tight end, and I think with him and Grayson, they played together. So and Grayson loves throwing to his tight end, so that's going to be a
Mm-hmm.
big help for the receivers because the tight end's going down those seams, and he's throwing to them. So that's going to just open up the receivers on the outside for sure.
Yeah. Well, and especially, I mean, you look at the guy that is playing tight end in the NFL right now is turning a lot of heads that Grayson played with, and Isaiah Likely with the Baltimore Ravens.
Absolutely.
And I see a lot of similarities between Isaiah Likely and Justin Jolly. Not saying
Yep.
that they're the same caliber, but I'm saying that, I mean, Grayson's very, very accumulated to playing with guys like Justin Jolly. So I think it's a great fit. And just like you said, there's so many guys, man.
I
There's so
know.
many guys. It's
Listen, Leighton, I never heard you say this before. Like we have so many, like
we
we're
have
getting
so many guys.
Yeah, we have
And,
so many options, but it's nice to have somebody that is.
and one guy that, like, because we've mentioned a lot of guys, and two more which I want to talk about in particular. Terrell Anderson, a guy that really jumped up the boards a ton during the last few months, going all the way up to the number 133rd prospect in the country, top 20, I think it was, prospect at the wide receiver.
Yep.
And I mean, he
He's
was a guy
number
that was
20.
getting, number 20. So he was a guy that was getting recruited late by Georgia.
Yeah.
And there was actually a prediction that had him going to Georgia because he went on a visit.
Yep.
And he still came to NC State, which to me, honestly, I was kind of shocked. And it
I
was
know.
more of that because typically my response, if for people who talk about going to Georgia, is, well, you're going to be one of 100, of big prospects. But I'm looking at NC State's wide receiver and being like, we're pretty crowded right now. But I mean, the fact that he stayed committed and decided to come to NC State, I'm like, I don't know why. I haven't talked to him. I don't know why he decided to stay, but man, like, that's awesome.
I know,
So,
right? And to keep
he-
those North Carolina guys, man, is huge, man.
Yeah.
It's huge. And me being from Florida to come to NC State, like, I could have went anywhere. It's like, me being from home, I got a little homesick, but it's like once you build that bond with some of those guys on those visits and the coaches, like, you really see who's for you, like, and like who's BSing you.
Yep.
And in my case, I don't want to say they BS me because I was one of the top receivers in the country, so I don't really want to say that they were BSing me. But
Right.
still, it was just something about Chocomato and Doc Holliday, Coach Demarest, and like Kirk Cignetti, who's now the head coach of Indiana. It was something about Manny Diaz, who's the head coach at Duke. It was something about these coaches, and we didn't have the best facilities. We didn't have the best uniforms. We didn't have the best art, but what they presented me about what we were gonna build, that's what sold me. So it's like, so
Yeah.
maybe the Terrell, it came down to that, like what we're gonna build, being an NC State kid. Why would you want to see your North Carolina kids win an ACC championship without you?
Well,
Yeah,
and
what
so
you were saying about North Carolina players, I know we've seen that a lot. I mean, Terrell Anderson's from Greensboro, Casey is from Charlotte, Wesley Grimes coming back home, he's from Raleigh. I think they kind of get it. They get the NC State football culture and the school culture in a way that maybe isn't as well known throughout the country. And yeah, they don't want to see their, this team, their local team, win it without them. So it is nice seeing these guys who are really tied to the team culture, tied to the state, stay here instead of going to those schools like Georgia. And kind of staying and helping us build a program there. So I am excited that Terrell decided to stay. Again, number 20 wide receiver in the country, 4 in North Carolina. So I'll be excited to see what he does here.
Absolutely.
And Richard, one thing which I want to ask before you bringing this up, this topic moves too far behind us. You mentioned Manny Diaz. If I were to ask you to place a bet over under 4.5 years for Manny Diaz at Duke, what would you say? Would you take the over or take the under? 4.5 years at Duke.
Over.
You think he stays at Duke long? You think he stays at Duke that long? Really?
Listen, he's a great recruiter, and I just He's moved around a lot. He's moved around a lot. So I
Right.
think North Carolina's beautiful. Duke is a beautiful campus, so
Yeah.
and he has the resources, so I really think that
He does.
they
He does have the resources.
well
You think
a
so?
little bit. Well,
I was gonna say.
he knows Florida, he knows Georgia. He's been around a lot of places to know the coaches to get those kind of players to help Duke win some big games. So that's what I say, because although I think he recruited all those guys, Stephen Tulloch, Miguel, like all those guys from
Right.
Miami Killing, I think Manny was a
Yeah.
part of that.
Right. But if you think, Richard, for 1 second they're going to pull one penny away from men's basketball to go towards football, you lost your mind.
You're
man.
crazy.
Ain't no chance they're going
I
to invest in the
I
football
agree.
program.
I agree.
But yeah, they still have. If you still have a track around your football field, I mean, like, come on. But
Listen, even taking that long walk from the visitors' locker room to the field is like a mile long.
We got the high school.
Did you ever
football
do that?
setup, the
Yes, we had to
track,
do
all the walking.
That's how I know how long it is. It's
Yeah.
like a mile. I'm like, geez, it's a long walk to the field, man.
Yeah, yep. But Lindsay, one last guy, which which we haven't even mentioned his name, but I think he was the most controversial / interesting guy to decide to come to NC State during this offseason, in Keenan Jackson, former UNC wide receiver commit,
Yep.
flipped to NC State.
Yep.
And basically at the last minute, and obviously, not necessarily a big ranked guy, 3 / borderline 4-star wide receiver, but I mean, kind of talk to me, man. I mean, in your opinion, with how, I mean, he could go to UNC and get a lot of playing time, but he decided to come to NC State. Do you think? I mean, that's a little bit of the changing of the tides, maybe.
I really think it's changing, man. This has never happened to us. Like,
no,
never.
We never have been the first destination.
No,
the
no,
prime
like
destination.
it's changing. Like, it's serious. Listen, Cedric Bailey stayed with us. Miami, he could have got more. He could have stayed home.
Yeah.
It's sunny right now. It's 80 degrees right now. Well, not right now, but it's 80 degrees right now today. So it's like he could have stayed home to this, and for him to come, and not even the Keenan Jackson, but like, he wanted to wear red. He didn't want to wear powder blue. That's first thing for that's all that was. He had he woke up and like, no, I can't wear powder blue. So and then not only that, not even to get off top, but like some of the defensive guys we got, like the Coley guy, like the cornerbacks and the safety guy we got from Auburn. Like, we're loaded, man. Like, we're loaded. We're really loaded, seriously.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, at the end of the day, like, do I have a little bit of a question right now, linebacker? A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. But I'm also immediately trumping that, saying, you got Tony Gibson. You're fine.
Yes.
We'll be fine.
I really think Fordham was going to take the big step. He's going to follow Wilson's footsteps. I really like Cade, man. Cade, he's a baller, man.
Yep, that's right. All right, Lindsay. So I'm gonna hand off to you for our final question here to wrap this thing up. What you got?
All right. My final question. Okay. What is your record prediction and your number one hope or goal for NC State football next year?
All right, Lindsay. Here we go. We go. Well, we got 12 games. We got 13 games, 12 games.
So
think
so
13.
you have you have 12 guaranteed, but you have 2 bye weeks. That's the difference.
Right. I knew there was something like weird this season. Okay, 12 games.
Yep.
Now, I don't want to put a number on it. I think we reached the ACC championship game finally.
Okay.
We finally get there. It's gonna be tough. We beat Tennessee in Charlotte.
Ooh.
We lay an egg somewhere along the line. Somewhere. Listen,
we'll
we got
figure
the
it
talent. We on paper we can go undefeated, but every given Saturday something happens. It rains, like Notre Dame game. It pours down rain in all games.
Oh, that was so
but
brutal.
the next weekend is sunny. So those things happen. Injuries. I really think we get over the hump. We get to the ACC championship game. I don't know against who. We make the top 12 for sure.
All right.
For sure. I
Uh,
like it.
Grayson McCall wins ACC Player of the Year.
I mean, I don't think that's very
Too much
far-fetched.
offense. I
Yep.
mean, we have too much offense. Like it's you can give the jet sweeps. Like you, like it's pick your poison. You
Yeah,
know,
pick your
we
poison. I
should
like it.
have something. We should have
Hmm.
something planned for everybody every Saturday. It's
Yep.
it's it's nobody should be able to game plan against us with all the guys we have. We have some talent, man. Like it never has been this way. Seriously, like
Yep.
if we were to walk in these rooms and like look at all these guys, I'll probably be starstruck. Like, man, we got you, we got you, we got you. And it's like it's amazing,
I
like
love
to
it.
see this now, like because we deserve it, man. We really deserve this as a program, as a school, and it's like the guys are finally see that we're one of the top schools in America. We might don't have as much money as Alabama and Georgia, but
Sure.
the people, that you're gonna be around, like my guy, not even get off subject, but I was in Vegas for my birthday, and I was with Stephen Tulloch, man, and the NFL sponsored this Circle House Coffee the whole weekend while he was in Vegas, and he's MC State alumni. That's my buddy, man, and we enjoyed our time in Vegas like together. It's like 20 some years later we're in Vegas, for my birthday, and we're spending time together. So it's like that camaraderie and that brotherhood is something those guys are gonna cherish for the rest of their lives. And I always
Amen.
say this, man. If I would have went to Ohio State or Florida Gators, I would have met these guys. I wouldn't be on this podcast with you guys. So it's like, it's God's the greatest, man. Especially after all I've been
Amen.
through with my cancer and everything. I just
Amen.
went like a couple of weeks ago. The CAT scans came back good, so that's good. So that's been going
It's awesome.
good. So, but man, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for spring football.
Amen.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
God is
Yep.
God is good,
Lots to
man.
look
God
forward
is
to.
good.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And yeah, and I just have to remind everybody once again that unfortunately slash fortunately for the players, an ACC title would be the culmination of every single guy that came before them. Like it wouldn't just be for those 110 guys in the locker room. It'd be for the hundreds, thousands of players that have come that
Yeah.
have been a part of the process to build this up. It would be for a guy like Phillip Rivers, who unfortunately wasn't able to get it done. Guys
Mm-hmm.
like Torrey Holt, guys like Jericho Cotchery, guys like Russell, Nate Irving, you name it. All those guys, Peyton Wilson,
Yes.
like those
Yes.
guys that weren't
Yes.
able to get it done, that AC title would be for them. So we need to get it done. We need to get it done.
You giving me
Go
the
do it.
chills, Leighton. You giving me the chills, man.
Ah.
Cause think about it. Just think about all the people we would see at this ACC championship game. It's like it'll be
Oh,
like
everybody and their mama.
that's
Everybody
what
and
I'm
their
saying.
mama.
That's
Everybody and
what
their
I'm saying.
mama.
They'll have to shut
Yeah.
it down because it'll be so
Yeah.
much red. It's gonna be
Yeah.
so much like it's gonna be crazy.
Every player that you can possibly think of, like even guys in the pros, they'll probably be
Yes.
like, I mean, I might skip it. I might skip this game to go. I might skip my NFL game to go
Seriously,
into AC
I
championship.
believe
Like,
it, man. I believe
yeah,
it. I truly believe
yeah.
it. So it's gonna be
And
amazing.
and
I'll meet y'all there for sure.
oh, and
We'll
and
see
if
you
we,
there.
and when we win this thing, we're shutting down Charlotte.
Oh man. Oh my gosh.
It's going down. It's going
going
down.
down.
So yeah,
It's
let's
going
put it that
down.
way. But anyway, Wolfpack Nation, hope everybody enjoyed this conversation for sure as much as we did. And again, huge shout out, first of all, Richard, once again, appreciate you coming on, man. Always a pleasure to talk to you, brother.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate everything, man.
Yeah. Hey, and make sure, again, y'all, make sure to go give my guy a follow at R Washington NCST on Twitter. He's a great follow for sure, a fun one to say the least. And then for us, Wolfpack Nation, if you haven't already, please do us a big favor. Hit that subscribe button, notification bell, which is free to do so you don't miss out any of our new NC State content. If you enjoyed this conversation, if you believe in 2024, that 2024 is going to be different, y'all, hit that like button and make sure, again, to give us a follow as well at Tuffy Talk Now on Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok, y'all. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. We appreciate y'all. Love you guys, and go Pack.
Go Pack.